Hi, this is Peter from the DJ Podcast. Welcome to another video in our The Month of Machine 2012 video tutorial series on Native Instruments Maschine. In this video, we're going to look at the step sequencer mode. The step sequencer allows you to sequence patterns in a series of steps. To get into the step sequencer mode, you want to go up to the top and press the step button. There are 16 pads which correlate to 16 steps. Step 1 is down here on the bottom, where you can see it says 1. And step 16 is all the way on the top right, as you can see with 16. Now when you press play, it'll start moving through the steps, as you can see. It's moving through them. When you want to add a pattern, you first need to select the particular sound that you want to add a step to. So you're going to press the select button, and then you are going to want to select the particular sound that you want to add. So we'll go with this kick drum. And then when you want to actually add a step, you simply touch the pad that you would like to add a step to. For example, in most electronic dance music, you have a kick drum on the 1. So to do that, you would simply press these 4, and now you have a kick drum on the 1. In step sequencer mode, there are 3 different ways that you can add velocity to your steps. The first is just like control mode, where the harder that you press on the pad, the higher the velocity will be. So if I just sort of hit it, you can see that's about half, and if I hit this one really hard, you can see that it's much higher. In step mode, you have the ability to go in and say just exactly how much velocity you want to put on each particular step. You can see on this left display, we have 2 velocity settings, velocity at 63 and velocity at 127. Those relate to the 2 options above for half VEL and full VEL, half velocity and full velocity. When you select half velocity, every pad that you press will go to the value that you have selected underneath. So in this case, it's 63. So if I add 2, you can see that they are right at about the halfway point. Let's say I want to do full velocity. I can change it to full. Now when I add these, they are all the way at 127. If you want, you can go ahead and customize those velocity values. For example, let's say I want my full velocity to be around 100. I can simply use this knob and dial it in to the exact velocity that I want. Now when I add some steps, you'll see that they are at that exact velocity. This is really great if you want to fine-tune exactly how high or low the velocity is for a particular step throughout your sequence. The default sequence length for Maschine is 1 bar, and that's really not a lot of time when you think of an entire track. There are 2 ways that you can increase the length of the sequence. The first is that you can use the length knob. So here we have a knob that's underneath length, and we can rotate this to the right and increase the number of bars. Now that's one way of doing it, but there is another way that you can add time to your sequence. So we'll change our length back to 1 bar, and this time, instead of using the length button, we are going to use the double button. So we'll go ahead and click double, and you'll notice that not only does our length increase, but also the pattern that we have is copied to that new bar. This is great because that allows you to work with the pattern that you've already set up, and you don't need to redo all of the individual steps. This has been a quick introduction to the step sequencer mode on the Native Instruments Maschine hardware controller. Stay tuned for our next video coming on May 18th, where we take a look at how you can use both the step and control mode together in your live performance or production. You can follow the Month of Maschine 2012 on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And don't forget to visit thedjpodcast.com for more reviews, news, and how-tos.